Wow, I really, really enjoy this prophetic word. This took me a while to solve the mystery of this prophetic word. Now, this prophetic word is for the month of August. This gift was given to me on 3/4/2026. This is chapter 75, part 2 of the Ordained Spouse series. We're entering into the series of Crowned. And this was given to me through a prophetic dream, 2 dreams, and then a prophetic word. Ayika Salah. So I'm going to explain the interpretation, the Hebrew words given to me while praying in the Spirit. Ayika Salah. Alas, jump for joy, a surprise, a shock. In this manner, to send someone for someone or something. Now here is the dream. This dream is quite alarming, and it has a ginormous eye, which was very, very interesting. So please listen on, because there's an interpretation to it. The Most High is trying to get you to notice something. Okay? He's been giving you dreams of your ordained spouse. And suddenly, in this dream, it doesn't look like the same individual as before. Okay? So, please listen on. I saw in the dream that there was a group of people that were going to be joining in union, as if they were connecting with their covenant relationship, okay, with an ordained spouse. Someone had alerted this woman that she's going to be matched up with a tall man. When she had walked towards this person, he looked very tall. Now she was standing right in front of him, and he was more tall than ever. And she was a bit frightened because he was astronomically tall. Okay? And she stood right near him, like the intimidated a bit about regarding his stature. Okay? And I feel like there's an interpretation regarding height. Someone's height in a dream. I don't think it necessarily means that you're going to marry someone that's 10 feet tall. Okay? 12 feet tall. I believe it means something of stature, of prestige, and of leadership and authority. Okay? So, now this person, I noticed, I could feel in the dream, that had already had feelings for this woman. Romantic feelings. And she was there showing up. Okay? She didn't want to disappoint. She wanted to present herself as willing and able. And she knew that there was a counterfeit waiting for her to return. Yet she knew she was supposed to be in her divine alignment, join this group, to be part of this divine connection, to be matched up with this person. Okay? So the entire group moved from standing to sitting on a ride. I'm not sure if it was a Ferris wheel but they were spending some time together. Now, that dream ended, and a new dream began right after that. Okay? Now this group was standing in an oval circle. So a few people stood to her right, and she stood on her own, and the guy that initially had feelings for her stood to her left. So the women began to sing, and there was a song. It's called The Way Home. It's What I Always Wanted. And it was very interesting because during that time frame, I had been watching this this series called On My Way Home, and this one girl has a beautiful voice, and she was singing this song that her grandpa made. Anyways, the woman in the dream was singing the song. She was humming it. It's what I always wanted. That's key right there. Okay? And this man that was to her left looks at this woman and he says, "You have a beautiful voice." And he looks at her and she says, "Oh, thank you." And she was just humming the song. She didn't sing. So everyone walked away from the group because as they were walking away with their life partners. And so each couple began to sit at a booth as they had met their match. And so now they're in a restaurant setting. And this woman is trying to enjoy her time. And she's she's walking around the restaurant trying to see where she could sit. But neither group seemed to be her group. Okay? And there's some random booths that are empty, and so she's just standing around, and she doesn't know where that guy took off to, okay? But somebody came to her, an ancestor came to her and stated, "He's still here and he's been asking about you." So this woman sits in a booth by herself, and she notices that others are sitting across from her. So she got up and walked around and just was looking around. Okay, when there's a time frame in a dream where you're just walking around and there's a transition phase, it's like a pause. It's like life is happening, okay? Moments in time are happening. Dimensions of time are happening. Time is passing when you're walking around in a dream. Right. Someone said he's looking for you. And now she's wondering if it was the same guy that she saw in the choir group. Right? The same guy that was standing. So she's noticing that he's standing now right there, right in front of her. And he has a strong jawline. And he has a shaved head. And he has a plaid scarf. And he has a little bit of a 3 o'clock shadow. It looks to be like that. And light colored skin. So suddenly this man's right in front of her, right? And she's noticing his beautiful eyes. And she says, "I like your sea blue eyes." And when she says that, the view of the eyes zoomed in her view. Well, obviously in my view as well, because I'm having the dream. And I could see the sea green blue eye and the pupil. And I could see this one eye was spazzing horizontally as it zoomed, as when it zoomed in, it was spazzing back and forth really quickly. And it was sea green eyes. And then suddenly she says, "There's a ladybug right next to your eye." And then she says, "I like ladybugs." And he said, "I can give you my eye to hold." And this woman's like, wait, what? Wait, what? What do you mean? And then she says, no, that's okay. Because she's like, that sounds like, what do you mean by that? Like, how are you going to give me your eye, you know? Like, scoop it out? Like, what do you mean? And he says, no, really, I can give it to you to hold. It won't hurt me. And he took out his eye, and he's holding his eye in his hand while his eyelid is closed. And as his hands heard this eye, now the one big eye has ladybug wings. And he hands it to her. And now she's holding his eye in her hand. And she notices the ladybug's flapping its wings as if that's the eyelid of the eye. And now the eye looked dark brown. And she looks over at him, and he's calm, and his one eye is closed with his eyelid. And she hands him his ladybug eye, and he puts it back into his eye socket. And then I wake up. Now, okay, I had that dream, and I wake up, and I'm like, what in the world did I just see? That was just so weird. Don't you think that's so odd? Okay. But everything is symbolic, okay? It's not literally. No one's going to give you the eyeball like that in real life. My goodness. Okay. So, now, on a side note, the Most High is going to be sending away your enemies and or sending away the counterfeits out of your life. He's removing people out of your way to make room for who is supposed to stay in your life in your next chapter. Okay? And the Most High has unique ways of how he's doing this, and these are in the prophetic words. So I would watch the videos. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Now I want to get into the interpretation of this dream. The biblical meaning of being in a group choir in a dream represents spiritual unity, praise in the body of Yahusha. It symbolizes collective worship, spiritual gifts, or divine calling. Being brought into a choir suggests you are being integrated into a supportive community or stepping into a shared purpose of uplifting others. If you're joining or being called to lead the choir, explore more about your spiritual calling for deeper insight into these themes of faith and harmony. The ladybug symbolizes good news, happiness, progress, promotion, love, hard work, and reminders of kindness and patience. Dreaming about eyes can symbolize vision, revelation, direction, or hope. Seeing a big eye watching you in a dream can mean to be alert or indicate dark spirits monitoring you. That's if you have an eerie feeling, right? Now, eyes and dreams are usually about spiritual sight and insight. So, prophetic insight and revelation, seeing the way to go or what to do, to having a clear direction, clarity of insight and understanding, seeing or realizing the truth, the ability to see in the spirit, seeing into the spiritual realm. Now, 2 Kings 6:17. Then Elisha prayed and said, Yahuwah, please open his eyes so that he may see. And Yahuwah opened the servant's eyes. So in this hour, you want to pray that the Most High opens your ordained spouse's eyes to see you the way he sees, the Most High sees you. Okay? It's pivotal. Why? Because in this dream, he did notice her, but she needed to notice him. So he literally gave her his eye so that she can notice him. Something different than what was before. Okay? The eye also speaks of what we are focused on or looking at. If we are focused on heavenly things, then our whole body will be full of Yahuwah's light and we will have all we need. Matthew 6:22, the eye is the lamp of the body, so then if your eye is clear, your whole body will be full of light. The color of eyes in dreams can be helpful with this. Blue eyes usually indicate that we are seeing with heavenly eyes or focused on heavenly things. Brown eyes could indicate that we are seeing with natural human eyes or focused on earthly things. So, guiding you towards a deeper understanding of your inner world and waking life. Eyes in dreams are more than just simple images. They are profound symbols of perception, intuition, and spiritual awareness. When eyes appear in your dreams, it often is a call to look within, to see a situation more clearly, or to acknowledge a truth you have been ignoring. By understanding these symbolic messages, you can gain valuable insight into your personal growth and spiritual path. Blue eyes, peace, advocacy, need for more fun, anxiety release, harmony, pursuit, embracing excitement and new experiences. Green eyes, caution against envy and betrayal. Be careful of trust. Someone may take advantage of generosity and kindness. Eyes falling out or losing perspective or control, feeling in the dark, reassessing beliefs, fear of being exposed or seen. And bright eyes glowing means good fortune, spiritual insight, spiritual guidance, strong connection to inner wisdom, luck, and personal growth. Dream of losing your eyes or eyes falling out. This can be a frightening dream, but its spiritual meaning is profound. It often symbolizes a feeling of being lost or lacking perspective on a waking life situation. You may feel you are failing to see a truth that is right in front of you. This dream can represent a positive surrender of old ways of seeing. It may indicate a willingness to let go of superficial perceptions and rely on more intuitive inner vision. The dream asks you to consider where in your life you may be feeling blind or unwilling to face reality. What does it mean to see, or what does it mean to dream of a giant eye watching you, which actually happened in the dream? Is an all-seeing eye often represents a feeling of being watched or judged. Spiritually, it can symbolize the presence of a higher power or your own higher self observing your actions. It may be a call to live with greater integrity or to acknowledge that your actions are in alignment with your true values. So I feel like the Most High, the Hebrew word ayin is the eye of Yahuwah. I feel like that big brown eye, when she had it in her hand, was the Most High trying to show her something. Okay? So now we're going to say this together. O Yahuwah, give me a testimony that will change my prayer points forever in the name of Yahusha. Shew me thy way, Yahuwah. Show me thy paths. Psalms 25:4. Provide us with divine discernment. And please establish your will in our lives. And make clear who the ordained spouse is for these people. In the name of Yahusha, Shalom. Amen.